What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is March the 25th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we'll start off here in Washington, D.C., and we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Looking to deal?
And starting off at the top, we have the Pyromaniac. This is the named Police M4 with Perfectly Ignited, and this week it comes with headshot damage. Following that, we have a SIG MPX with headshot and killer, followed by a PDR with armor damage and precision strike, and finally a Card 45 with rate of fire and thunderstrike. Looking at the gear items, we have a Sokolov backpack with unstoppable force, crit chance, and armor regeneration. That's not a bad one. I would switch the weapon damage to an armor core and make that like a tanky build. That would be a lot of fun. After that, we do have a Legatus chest piece with headshot, hazard, and skilled. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.2, drone damage 4.3, turret duration 5.9, and sticky bomb blast radius of 4.7. Now, must buys things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor. The Sokolov concern backpack's not bad. Unstoppable force, you could go double crit or go crit armor regeneration and just switch to a armor core. Pretty cool. Now, following that, we do have our countdown and clan vendors here. Starting with the countdown vendor, we have the Thorn. This is the named Spaz 12 with Perfect Brazen, and this one with Swap Speed. Remember, Perfect Brazen did get a buff, and so did the Thorn. So you could switch the Swap Speed to damage to targets at a cover, and then just optimize the shotgun damage. You'd be good to go. Following that, we have a Anarchist Cookbook. This is the named Golden Gear backpack with Perfectly Wicked. This one with headshot and hazard. You could easily just switch the hazard to armor regeneration, go armor regeneration headshot with Perfectly Wicked. You could use that with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece, get armor regeneration from that, and get the damage from Wicked all at the same time. Pretty good setup. Not bad. Not bad at all. And then finally, we have the Calibre. This is the named shotgun with perfect jazz hands, and this one with health damage. Now, I would switch the health damage off for damage to targets at a cover, but then you'd be good to go. Not bad. Out of these three named items, I would just really highly recommend the Anarchist Cookbook. This would be the one to go for sure. The other ones, they're okay. They're shotties. I'm just not a big shotgun fan. But if you are, the Thorn's not a bad one. But the Calibre, it's all right. It's all right. Now, before we get to the clan vendor, big shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. If you want to join my clan on any platform, remember we are on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Just go to my Discord channel, and then in that Discord channel, you'll see different servers for joining the different clans on the different platforms. So put your name down on there, and whenever we get spots open, I'll send you a message. All right, here we go. Clan vendor.
Good of you to stop by.
Starting with the battery pack, this is the named Empress backpack with Perfectly Calculated, and this one explosive resistance and crit. Looking at the gear set items, we have a Eclipse mask with status effects. This is actually a pretty damn good mask. I would switch the skill tier off for armor. You could use it that way, or just keep it how it is with the skill build. But either way you spin it, the Eclipse backpack would give you amplified damage to anything under status. You also get status from the gear set bonuses, so it makes sense to run status as that attribute. This is a pretty good mask. Moving on, we have True Patriot and knee pads with armor regeneration. Now, True Patriot is a meh gear set right now, but remember, the developers have said that they are reworking this gear set in the future, so look forward to another rebalancing update where they focus in on this True Patriot gear set. And finally, for the gear set items, another good one. All three of these are good pickups. This one is a Striker's backpack with crit chance and high weapon damage. That's exactly what you want. You could use this in the incursion, you could use this in the raids, you could use this in PvE. This is a really good backpack. Even in PvP, you could switch the weapon damage to an armor core and go tanky strikers. That could be pretty nice. But either way you spin it, all three of these are pretty decent. Going to the high-end items, we have a enhanced PP19 with crit damage and future perfect, a Vector 45 with reload speed and unwavering, Empress knee pads with headshot skill haste. Following that, we have a double barrel sawed off with swap speed and future perfect, and an SR1 with sadist and health damage. The final two gear items, we have Murakami mask with health and armor regeneration, and a Cheska backpack with health, skill damage, and vigilance. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 17.0, shock resistance 8.6, hive +4 stinger charges, and drone health of 9%. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the clan vendor, the Eclipse Mask, the True Patriot knee pads, the Striker's backpack. On top of that, nothing else.
Thanks for doing business.
All right, so that is it for the base of ops. Now let's travel west, and we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing, and shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone's from. But here is the campus settlement. Big money, no whammies. Ooh, nice. The Picaro's holster. Not bad. So we have the Picaro's holster. This is a fan favorite, and it is still one of the best in slot holsters. The reason being is it gives you weapon damage as a normal attribute, and it also gives you armor, but if you use 2 pieces of the Brazos, you also get a skill tier. Now this one has status effects. That's alright. I mean, if you want to use it with a status effects build, but I would typically go like crit or armor regeneration or hazard, something like that with this holster. Moving on to the weapons, we have a Model 700 with health damage and fast hands, and a MG5 with max crit hit damage and eyeless. Looking at the gear items, we have a Walker mask with status and explosive resistance, and a Sokolov Concern holster with health and repair skills. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 16.4, Chem Launcher heals 5.9, Hive health 7.9, Pulse effect duration 8.5, and Trap shock radius of 6.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the campus. I mean, you can check out the Picaros, but that's really about it. All right, now let's start with our Dark Zone vendors. First one is going to be the DZ West vendor. West! Let's go. Oh, and big reminder for all of the DZ vendors, you need DZ resources as currency. So go over to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, you can see here I'm at 313 out of 999. And if I want more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone and either open up the little blue boxes that are scattered amongst the Dark Zone. Those will go straight into my inventory, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them, and then extract them. Those are the only 2 ways of getting DZ resources. But that is the currency for these vendors, so let's check it out. Starting with DZ West.
Welcome, Agent.
And we have the rock and roll shotgun. Yo, pick this one up right now. There's so many people that ask about the rock and roll shotgun. Pick this one up right now, DZ West. This is a PvP exclusive item. However, remember you can get this from named item caches, or you can get the blueprint from Descent. But it is PvP exclusive, meaning it's typically just found from Conflict or the Dark Zone. So right here we have Dark Zone West. Pick up the rock and roll right now. This is a perfect shotgun for Striker, Heartbreaker, or anything trying to build up stacks. I have one on me at all times right there. It's only at 27, so it's not fully maxed out, but I do use it all the time. Pick it up, DZ West, right meow. Following that, we have a double barrel sawed off with optimal range and optimist, and a SIG 716 with reformation and rate of fire. Looking at the gear items, we have a True Patriot pair of gloves with explosive resistance, True Patriot knee pads with explosive resistance, Petrov gloves with skill damage repair skills, and Shiny Monkey knee pads with skill damage and health. Looking at the mods, we have Armor on Kill 15.8k, Seeker Mine Health 6.3, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly Speed 8.3, and Decoy Health of 5.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ West, the Rock and Roll. Pick it up right now. Right now, pick up the Rock and Roll. That is the best shotgun to build up stacks. The best. Period. Point blank. Now, next up is the DZ South vendor. So we're taking our talents down south to the deep south. Woo! Oh, going down south. Yeah! Whatever they say. All right, here we go. DZ South. Starting with the Door Kicker's Knock. This is the named Grupo chest piece with Perfect Spark. In this one, crit damage and armor regeneration. For the weapons, we have a MP5 with magazine size and Ranger, a FAMAS with accuracy and fast hands, and a Magnum with armor damage and strained. Looking at the gear items, we have a godly Heartbreaker. Bruh. This is a really good one. Pick it up. Change the armor regeneration for whatever it is you want. It's God rolled. Period. This is a good one. Heartbreaker is a must-have with the backpack because it doubles your bonus armor. So check it out. Following that, we have a Breaking Point chest piece with armor regeneration, 511 backpack with protector, repair skills, and crit damage. And finally, a Legatus chest piece with crit damage, repair skills, and tag team. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.4, drone armor repair 6.4, turret duration 5.9, and sticky bomb damage of 6.4. Now, must buy things to look for from DZ South. That Heartbreaker backpack is a good one. All right, now before we go to DZ East, we will make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Now, what I do here is I fast travel to the descent entrance. That way I can just run up the stairs, pet the dog, and then go to the vendor. Oop, but the dog's over here. Oh, I just got the cold shoulder. Oh, and then he glitched on top of the box. Oh, bye-bye. All right, Ransom. I'll just GTFO then. Jeez. All right, here we go. Castle. Castle settlement. Here we go. Tabula Rasa. This is the named LMG with perfectly steady-handed, and this one with health damage. You could easily just change that to armor damage, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a custom M44 with max marksman rifle damage, crit hit damage, and behind you. A classic RPK with swap speed and ignited. Shiny Monkey mask with repair skills and hazard. And finally, Murakami holster with status and crit hit damage. Now looking at the mods, we have skill haste 10.0, chem launcher duration 4.3, hive damage 4.1, pulse health 15.1, and trap duration of 5.8. Now must buys things to look for from the castle settlement. I mean, the repair skills on the Shiny Monkey isn't bad if you want to use it for a healer. Remember, you could switch the hazard to skill haste, or if you want to go repair skills and hazard, switch the skill tier off for a armor core, and then you could use this with technician and still have that tier 6 skills. Could be good. But that's about it. All right. So leaving the castle, let's jump over to DZ East. Now for DZ East, it's the only dark zone where I don't go to the main entrance. I go to the Alpha checkpoint. Now, yes, it does do this double loading screen. It's fine. It's just trying to put us in a populated lobby. But what we're going to do is just exit.
Priority objective available.
And then what we can do here is just go to the vendor. If you go to the main entrance, you'll spawn way out there, and then you have to run all the way through the courtyard. So I just go to the Alpha checkpoint, and here we are. Starting with the Pinprick, this is the named marksman rifle with perfect first blood, and this one with swap speed. Following that, we have a custom M44 with swap speed and pressure point. And finally, for the weapons, a classic M60 with max crit hit damage and killer. Looking at the gear items, we have a Cavalier mask with hazard, not bad. Virtuoso holster with skill damage. Legatus mask with hazard and crit hit damage. And finally, a Walker Harris holster with hazard and health. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.6, chem launcher skill ace 5.9, hive damage 4.3, pulse effect duration 8.9, and finally trap duration of 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East, not really. Not really.
Heavily armed hostiles guarding location
Now, the
nearby.
last stop before we go to New York City is going to be the theater. The theater! We are going to the theater. Let's go see a movie at the theater. All right, here we go. Big money, no whammies. Ooh. Yo, best in slot knee pads. Pick these up right now. Fox's Prayer knee pads. Pick them up right now. You hear? Pick them up right now. Switch the weapon damage to an armor core. Good to go. Max out the crit hit damage. If you want to go back to weapon damage, switch it back. But if not, keep it as an armor core. This is a really good pair of knee pads. I use it for a majority of my builds. And if I show you right now, I'm sure there's a pair right there maxed out. Crit hit damage just like the ones I'm showing you. Pretty cool, right? So pick these up right now at the theater. Not bad. Crit hit damage, switch it to an armor. Following that, we have the Thorn. This is the named Spaz 12 again with Perfect Brazen. This one crit hit damage. Just change that to damage to targets at a cover, and you're good to go. Following that, we have a classic M1A with Rate of Fire and Steady Handed. Not my cup of tea. For the gear items, we have a Zoo pair of gloves with armor regeneration and crit hit damage, and China Light knee pads with hazard and status. You could change the knee pads to go skill damage and status. That wouldn't be bad. And these gloves wouldn't be bad. You could go double crit. Looking at the mods, we have Disorient Resistance 8.5, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.8, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly Speed 8.2, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must buys from the theater, the Fox's Prayer, the Zoo Gloves, and then China Light. Those are all pretty damn good.
Friendly supply convoy in
All right,
proximity.
so for the rest of the video, you will need Warlords of New York because there are two vendors over here. So we're going to the Haven settlement. This is where you have Marco and Roy Benitez. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on, support the channel by subscribing. And reminder, I do daily Division content, so ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. But here we go, Marco.
Hey there, you got something to trade?
Starting with the MP7, this one health damage and ranger. Following that, we have an MG5 with magazine size and fast hands, a KSG with health damage and eyeless, and an X45 with headshot and perpetuation. Looking at the gear items, we have a Legatus backpack with protector, headshot and hazard, Providence gloves with crit damage and health. You could easily change that to double crit for the Providence gloves. That wouldn't be bad. And finally, we have an Araldi holster with weapon handling and crit hit damage. Now, looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.3, Repair Skills 16.4, Drone Deflect Duration 6.4, Chem Launcher Burn Strength 6.2, and Trap Duration of 4.2. Now, must buys, things to look for from Marco. The Providence wouldn't be bad. You could go double crit. The Araldi's not bad. You could go double crit. That's really about it. All right. And finally, our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you pet the dog. This one's not going to walk away from us, right? Isn't that right, boy? That's right. Interact with the puppy dog twice. The first one's pretty standard. You're just petting them. But that second one, woo, that second one's random. He could roll over. He could try to shake your hand. Let's see what he does. And this week, oh, he rolled over. Oh, man, he rolled over. Look at that. Let's go. All right, and Roy Benitez. Starting with the Cabaret, this is the named SMG with Perfect Thunderstrike, and this one with Stability. Yuck. Following that, we have an SRS A1 with crit damage and Thunderstrike. Again, yuck. A double barrel sawed off with magazine size and strained, and finally a 93R with pressure point and optimal range. I actually need that pressure point for my recalibration library. Looking at the gear items, we have a Grupo backpack with crit damage, armor regeneration, and overclock. Providence knee pads that you could easily make into double crit or crit headshot, or you could change this into an armor core and just keep it crit armor regeneration. Those are good knee pads. And finally, a Brazos holster with armor regeneration and skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.2, Armor on Kill 15.8, Drone Extra Bombs +2, Chem Launcher Radius 5.9, and Sticky Bomb damage of 6.4. Must buys, things to look for from Roy Benitez. The Providence is not bad. Go double crit or keep it for crit armor regeneration. That's really about it. All right.
Thanks.
So the rock and roll shotgun seems to be the must buy for today, and that is a fan favorited weapon, which is also highly requested by a lot of new and returning players. So again, go to DZ West, pick up the rock and roll shotgun right now. I'm Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.